Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing something different from romance anime. We're going to see some new action and fantasy anime where the main character shows his epic power. Let's go. Number 10. Orient.
浮くのが怖えから仲間外れになりたくねえからそうやって周りに流されて
There's no better protagonist for action anime than the guy who was betrayed. The story is set in Hinamoto, a town ruled by samurais 150 years ago, only to supposedly be saved by demons who the people misguidedly revere as gods. However, our protagonist Musashi knows bringing back the samurai is the only way to defeat these gods. So the guy starts off on a journey to become a samurai and start his own clan. The story starts off with the good old hero's journey format, with the main character starting off as an underdog and gradually growing strong. Well, gradually might not be the right word, since he slays off a beast with an overpowered attack in the first episode itself. The anime starts off with a pretty big premise with these demons, samurais, gods, underdogs, rebellions, and all that stuff. But don't worry, it's all explained as you move along. Number 9. The Executioner and Her Way of Life.
最強じゃねえかよしメノ俺がこの能力で活躍できるとこ教えて
This might be the most misleading anime of all time. It starts off when a guy gets transported to an isekai world, but it is shortly revealed that this guy isn't the main character after all. It's the girl. Yeah, her whole job is to kill off people landing from other worlds. So when Truck-kun kills you in the original world, this guy kills you off in the isekai world. I think this whole premise is what made a lot of fans dislike the show. But if you move past it, you'll find a great action-filled series ahead of you. The show's two main leads are females. There's some Yuri romance going on, and there's even a growing mystery that once again involves the fate of the world. Yes, you've seen all that before, but have you seen those with an executioner on the lead? Number 8. My Isekai Life.
焼き尽くせ終焉の効果
Yeah, this is based on a light novel. I already figured it out when I realized the longer title of the anime is My Isekai Life. I gained a second character class and became the strongest sage in the world. This is about a guy who gets reincarnated in another world only to become a beast tamer. Beast tamers are the weakest class in this world, but somehow this guy collects a ton of slimes and becomes a sage. So that means he's overpowered as hell. My Isekai Life doesn't do anything innovative with the premise, but it knows how to use our character's past as a plot element to shape up his character arc. This guy used to work in a corporate environment, which means a few of his old scars are going to come out. Oh, and the action here is pretty good too. Number 7. The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest.
これは試験だ。正面から実力を認めさせた上で。
何？俺の剣をその体で
Yeah, we've got another sage here. We seem to have a lot of sages in anime these days. The story is set in a world where mages randomly acquire one of the 4 crests that showcase the extent of their abilities. A man named Gaius manages to reach all potential as he becomes the world's strongest mage. Then the guy decides to travel far into the future so he can find a proper opponent. But guess what? Most of his powers seem to have disappeared.
それがこの時代の常識だ。
But the real question is, does this stop him from getting the girls? Nope. He gets all the girls, because that is pretty much a trend in modern-day isekai. The main formula of this show seems to be the main character pulling out a trick under his sleeve just because he experienced the same event in his previous life, and then getting rewarded for it. At least that's a nice twist compared to many other isekai anime. Number 6. Ruby, Ice Queendom. When the visuals and the fight scenes of this came out, people went nuts. I mean, dear lord, look at these fights. But the plot of this show isn't as complex as the action. Here we have humans and human-animal hybrids called Faunus. They both fight the threat of monstrous Grimm, and to fight the monsters, there are customized weapons called semblances. The protagonist of this show is Team Ruby. All of them come from different backgrounds, but they must join forces to fight an extremist Faunus group known as the White Fang. I think I don't need to mention how the fight scenes are what carries this show. Studio Shaft seems to be giving their best for this one. Number 5. The greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody. I think we've heard this a million times, so let me tell the premise real quick. There was once an overpowered demon lord who eventually got bored with life and decided it was time to be reborn. But getting reborn as an overpowered individual takes the thrill out of it, so he decided to set his power levels to medium before being reborn again. But surprise, surprise, even as a medium level demon lord, he's still pretty much overpowered than the rest of the people in the world.
This
is like the third time a guy is getting reincarnated in this video. But wait, we've got horse girls, because this anime knows how to be innovative. Jokes aside, I pretty much enjoyed this anime despite the reviews saying it's like everything else. As soon as you start watching this show, it will give you the Anis Votigoat vibes. So if you like that show, you'll like this too. Number 4. Reincarnated as a sword.
彼女との出会いは偶然。いや、俺たちにとって偶然を超えた奇跡だったんだ。
Anime hasn't stopped turning main characters into unique objects. Did you know that there is a story about a person who gets reincarnated as a vending machine? Don't look at me like that. Look at the person who came up with that idea. Anyways, here our main character is a sword, and he is wielded by the innocent-looking girl called Fran. Now, being a sword opens a lot of possibilities in terms of plot, and the author clearly takes advantage of all of it. There are some repeating tropes here and there, but overall, this anime is about Fran and a talking sword. This isn't anything astounding in terms of animation, but these two's partnership is enough to make you watch this till the very end. Number 3. I'm quitting heroing.
思えば純粋なスペックではこいつが一番強かった気がする。
Now here's an anime with another interesting premise. Here we have a demon queen called Echidna, but don't confuse her with Granny Echidna who gives little kids cups of tea. Anyway, this demon queen decides to invade humanity. The people turn to the hero, Leo Demonheart, and ask him to protect them. And turns out, this guy is way too overpowered, so he protects them. But instead of showering him with gratitude, they kick him out, thinking he's too dangerous.
1対1で魔王エキドナを打ち倒した実績あり即戦力として活躍可能今の魔王軍の現状は知っている深刻な人手不足にあえぎ辛酸をなめていることだろう
This guy gets angry, so he walks back to the Demon Queen and says, "Hey lady, let me work for you." But then the angry Demon Queen says, "Screw Screw you, you just kicked my ass and there's no way I'm taking my arch nemesis to work under me. But our hero isn't about to give up. He decides to work in disguise. Apart from the great premise, this has some great action, comedy, and fantasy elements, so make sure to check this one out. Number 2. Trapped in a dating sim. The world of otome games is tough for mobs.
なら仕掛けるだけだ。
At first, I was very confused about this story. Normally, otome games aren't my thing, so I was about to skip this until I found a video where our main character kicks the asses of the rest of the cast.
俺の気持ちに気づいてくれたマリエだけが俺を愛してくれたんだ
つまり王宮にいないタイプの女にコロッと騙されたわけですか情けない
You can see how I immediately fell in love with it. If you want to know what this anime is about, then it's about one guy getting transported into a dating sim where girls rule the world. They sit on a round table, and only beautiful and handsome men get to sit on the round table. So how is this guy going to get the girls? Well, he's played this game before, so he knows all the tricks.
殿下真面目な話をしましょうか
Before long, this anime became my favorite this year because of the silly kind of fun, the characters, and the way our main character kept showing off his power. Give it a shot, you won't be disappointed. Number 1. The Eminence in Shadow. This is the sort of guy who is so fixed on his goal that he's willing to do anything. Here, we follow a mastermind named Sid Kageno, who is good at pulling strings and making up evil machinations to drive the story the way he wants. He is now reborn into a world of magic, and he now needs to prove he is the true eminence of Shadow.
保護する必要もあるわね。
ああ、うん。
組織の拡張と並行して拠点を整備しないと。そのための資金集めも。
うん、ほどほどにね。
Now hold up, you've heard this a million times, but what makes this show special? What makes this show number 1? Just like Trapped in a Dating Sim anime, I love the main character of this show. He knows how to be fun and badass at the same time, and by the second episode, this guy has got a whole army for himself. I mean, look at this. Look how many members he has. If the first episode doesn't sit right with you, don't worry, because the setting changes from the second episode onwards, and that's when things get more awesome.